I think we are live. Oh my god, it feels like ages since I said those words. We are finally live. Yes, wonderful. Welcome. Welcome everyone. Welcome to me. Welcome back to reality. Back to Tokyo. Back to a life outside my own home, which is where I've been isolated for the last 2 weeks due to the strange rules here in Japan that says that when you come back from a trip abroad you need to stay at home for 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm back, and as you can probably tell, I am in front of Tokyo Station, and it feels kind of weird to be here again in central Tokyo, because it's been like six weeks away from this place. So 4 weeks in 4 weeks in Sweden, and then 2 weeks of quarantine. So have I missed Japan? Someone asks. Yes, I have missed Japan. I have. Certainly, I have. But I also had a great time in Sweden. So yeah, it wasn't like I madly, longed for coming back to this place. It was not like that. But yeah, now I'm here. Now I'm back, and it feels good. It feels good. And thank you, Pilot Girl, for the beer o'clock money. Thank you. Yes. Have I missed you? Yes, I have. I have certainly missed doing these streams, and I missed hanging out with all my wonderful viewers. That I have missed. And yeah, for those of you who followed my streams while I was out of the country, I mean, I did a few streams when I was there, but I don't know, it wasn't really the same thing, and feels good to be back here. And those of you who are familiar with my channel might have a hunch where I'm heading right now. Some of you might know. We'll see if there's a familiar face showing up shortly. It's a very nice day. It feels weird, like I haven't streamed for so long, so now I feel a bit awkward, to be honest. I don't really know what to say, how to do this. I've forgotten how to do this. But yes, I am planning to see if our friend Coffee Person is here. Say hi to him, and then I plan to walk kind of this direction towards the Kanda and Akihabara area, maybe all the way up to Ueno. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't really planned that much for today's stream, except that I know for sure that I want a beer. That is very certain. So I will probably end with beer somewhere. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe a beer in front of the pond at Ueno Park around sunset time. That would be quite a nice way to end this stream, I think. 44 days since my last Japan live stream. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, I feel like a beginner again. I feel like I forgot everything about this place, about streaming. It's just been so bizarre these last 2 weeks, just being basically in house arrest, that it's kind of a weird feeling to be free again. I noticed, like on my way here, Like, it was my first train ride since, well, my first train ride in Japan in 6 weeks, right? Because I haven't been allowed to use any public transportation. And it just felt weird, and I was constantly a bit worried that I would get this notification on my phone, because that's how the quarantine system here works. You get like 3 times every day you get notifications. Twice you just have to press a button and reports your current location, so that they can see that you're at home. And every day there's also AI phone call, which you have to show your face and they can see that you're at home. And some people also get manual phone calls. I didn't get any, but my wife got them every day. They called her. She had to talk to a real person and also show our daughter. So yeah, it now, like riding the train today, it made me feel like, shit, I'm doing something wrong. I should not be here. I'm breaking the quarantine. This is not good. But then I realized, oh well, I'm free now. I'm allowed to do this. It's okay. So that's good. That's good. Anyway, thank you. I see some super chats coming in here. Thank you very much. Sorry, as I said, I forgot how to do this. I forgot how to use the second phone in my other hand. I also obviously forgot to do a weather check. But thank you, Mo's and Biscuits. Thank you, Brad Ward. Thank you, Michael Semira. So yeah. It looks like our friend coffee person, maybe it's not here. I don't think he's here. Yeah, I think he's usually around here. Oh wait, is he? See, I've even forgotten where he is. Is he that way? Or maybe it's further that way. That's right, now I'm heading towards Yuracho. I think coffee person is that direction. See, I feel like I'm hangover and drunk and confused and all those sorts of things. Hopefully it will all come back to me soon, once I get a little bit more familiar with this whole streaming thing again. But yeah, it's been kind of an overwhelming day. But so let's Tokyo side till 4:30 he posted. Thank you, McCuffin. Okay, so coffee first hour ago. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Also, let's weather. Chiyoda, 26 degrees. Doesn't look too promising in the coming days. Are you in Marunouchi? Asks Yoel. Yes, I am. I'm in Marunouchi right now, and it's windy. It's windy here. But yeah, let's head this direction. Let's head towards Akihabara, Kanda, Akihabara, Ueno. Just a little bit of a Central Tokyo All-Stars walk today, I guess. We had to make our way to Papa Noel. Yeah, that would be great. It's a little bit far to walk all the way there today though, but maybe some other time soon. I would love to go to that part of Tokyo again. Yes, there's indeed a typhoon heading towards Tokyo. So it's forecast to hit this part of Japan, yeah, in a day or two. So that could surely explain part of this somewhat weird weather that we're having right now. But yeah, Sweden was great. I really enjoyed the time we had there. It was such a nice break. It was so wonderful to have some family time and also to escape the worst of the heat here in Tokyo. The weather in Sweden was very comfortable. Now it's okay here in Tokyo as well. But a month ago it was awfully hot here. But this weather here, I can approve of that. This is not bad. 26 degrees is very comfortable actually. Imperial Palace down this way, but we're not going there today. It's nice to be out walking again, go on a long walk. It's been a while since I could do that, so I'm glad. I think my body needs it after all this sitting at home. But too bad that coffee person isn't here. It would have been a great you know, if I could reunite with him on a day like this. That would have been very nice. I think I'm here. It's so dark on the street. Maybe I should walk along a little bit, like along the outskirts of the Imperial Palace instead, where we can get a bit of sun. Yeah, Marunouchi is always nice. It's always comfortable to walk around here. It is. G-Man AG asked, does he have a website? I think you're talking about Coffee Person, I guess. He writes on his Instagram when he will be there and what times. So it was just very unprofessional of me to not check that beforehand. It's gonna be a beer stop today. Yeah, we will end with a beer. I think we will end today's stream with a beer, sitting down somewhere. Could do a really long and epic walk today, but unfortunately that will probably have to wait until this weekend perhaps. Then I should be able to go do a full battery killer walking session. Now I think we will be doing like maybe, oh wait, should I? Yeah, I should probably cross here and then cross that. Can I do that? Let's see. Let's see if I can go this way. Maybe not. Yeah, so I'm expecting today's walk to be around 90 minutes to 2 hours in total. Big hand town, yeah, that's right. That's the literal translation of Otemachi. If you look at the kanji, Otemachi is the name of this area. I am confused with all this movement around me. Yes, I am, and I'm confused with all the big buildings and lots of people. It's especially after sitting at home for 2 weeks. Imagine. It's quite a shock to be out in public in reality again. Let's see. Can we? I think we can walk through here. Oh, and of course we're back in the country of rules. No running, no bicycles. Also, don't you dare dip your feet in the water. Yes, this Tokyo Imperial Palace. I'm pretty sure this is part of the Imperial Palace. The palace itself is like over that way, but this is probably like the outer gardens or something. And this is the Palace Hotel, which is one of the fancier hotels in Tokyo. Kind of been around for a long time, quite quite famous. I think a lot of celebrities and like kings and people like that, when they come to visit Tokyo, they often stay at that place. Someone asked if Tokyo is always this green. Parts of Tokyo are very green. Other parts of Tokyo are not green at all. So it really depends on where you are. But obviously the garden, Palace Gardens are one of the greener areas in central Tokyo. It's actually quite a perfect day today. Weather is really, really comfortable. But I think, in terms of greenery, I think Tokyo is not that bad for being such a big city. But still, I did find it very refreshing now when I was in Sweden, where you can actually, to just walk a few minutes and you're like in a real forest or like real greenery. Obviously, Tokyo, you have to go pretty far in order to get that kind of feeling in Tokyo. There's lots of nice parks and green spaces like that, but if you crave like a proper real walk in the park or in the woods or something like that, then you won't find that in central Tokyo. Thank you, Traveling Toes. Happy to see you live streaming today. Yeah, it's been a while. Happy to see you watching. It feels really weird to be doing this again here. But it was nice to stream from Sweden too. I didn't really have time to do it very often, but I did enjoy it, and it seemed like quite a few of my viewers enjoyed my Swedish walks as well. Thank you, Old School Bible. Great show, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the Kawasaki video I posted the other day. I know that you're a big fan of Kawasaki, so I was thinking of you when I posted that video. I suggest Yoyogi Park for nature lovers. Yeah, but I mean it's a nice park, but it's not real nature. It's a park. It's a nice park. How's family doing? How's your little girl? Asks Traveling Toes. Family is doing great. We're all happy to be free again. I was out earlier today with my daughter, and she's in a good mood, and she's like really like learning to walk right now, so that's really exciting. I think she will take her first real steps any day soon. Like now she's able to walk by just holding like my one hand, then she can walk relatively well on her own. But I think soon she will be able to walk properly all on her own. So that's super exciting and also a bit scary, because I think once she figure out how to walk and run, then I won't be able to let my eyes off her for even like a few seconds. So that's going to be a little bit scary. But yeah, but exciting times. How was customs? Did it take a long time to get into the country? No, it was actually not so bad. So we arrived at Haneda in the early morning, like 7 or 8 in the morning. And so basically, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, so there's very strict entry procedures when you arrive from abroad into Japan right now. It includes like taking not a PCR test, but I think it's a quick test for COVID, and also like you have to fill out a lot of paperwork. You have to install those tracking apps on your phone, and there's like stuff to make sure that everything is done correctly. So it wasn't crowded at all. Like when we got it wasn't crowded at all. Everything went probably as smooth as it could. So I think for us it took about 90 minutes from touching down until we were through everything and waiting for our car. So you're also not allowed to use public transportation when you go home, and you're not allowed to use taxis. So you have to kind of hire, they're like designated companies that you can use, and those are really, really expensive. So we had to pay 20,000 yen for our ride back home, which is quite a rip-off. It's like 3 times more expensive than what a regular taxi costs. But that was part of it, so nothing to do about that. Oh, did we get some signal issues? Sorry about that, I didn't notice. So I'm very focused on my surroundings now, not so focused on the chat actually, because I'm feeling so unfamiliar with being on the streets of Tokyo. So I need to focus on not getting hit by a car. Oh wait, why did I cross here? I want to be on that side. Well, probably we can cross further down here. Thank you for the super chats, Billman Warren. Thank you so much. And thank you, Kuru Kristo. クールクリスト、スウェーデンの素敵な街並み、見れてよかったです。ありがとうございます。そうですね、全然違いますね、東京とスウェーデンの静かな街。ありがとうございます。How do you contact these designated companies to get back home? My wife took care of that, so I don't really know, but I think there was like on maybe at the website of Haneda Airport or something, they had like a list of companies. I don't know, she did a lot of research, so yeah. I don't know exactly. see. Where are we now? And more importantly, where am I heading? I think if I'm heading more this way, I will get to like Jimbocho, which is not really where I'm intending to end up today. 高橋さんありがとうございます。お帰りなさい。かな。そうですね。まあ2週間前日本に帰りましたけど、今日までは家から出られなかった。Oh yeah, here's this mass vaccination center. They're still doing that. Let's see. Yeah, I think there's still a lot of people who want to get vaccinated, but who hasn't been able to get their shots yet here in Tokyo. How did you prepare your foods during the quarantine? So we are allowed to go out during the quarantine. We are allowed to go out and do groceries. But we're supposed to do it as quickly as possible and like when it's not many people. So we did go to our local supermarket a couple of times. We asked about that when we entered, and the staff at the airport said it's okay. Like technically what they say is that you're allowed to go outside for necessary purposes or unavoidable reasons, and they don't really want to specify what qualifies as unavoidable reasons. So yeah, I have lots of things to say about this whole quarantine thing, but I think I will save that for my next Patreon only stream, because I'm not sure if I want to share my opinions with the entire world. Just a selected slice of the most awesome part of the entire world I can share it with, but not everybody. But yeah, we were able to go out for groceries a couple of times. We're allowed to do that. When did you come from Sweden? I returned to Japan on September 1st. I left Sweden on August 31st in the afternoon, and we arrived here on the morning of September 1st. And yeah, until midnight yesterday we were in quarantine. So today is the first day that we've been allowed to go out freely. Take a look at the map here. So now I should actually. Wakata. Okay, I will take this Ochanomizu route. Is it Ginza? No, it's not. It's now I'm kind of getting close to. Yeah, I'm heading towards not Okashimachi, Ogawamachi and Ochanomizu, and then a little bit after that I'm heading like north now, northeast slightly, and then I will reach Akihabara. So no, it's not Ginza. So when I started this stream, I was in front of Tokyo Station. If I would have walked south from there, it would have taken me towards Ginza. But I'm walking north, so in the opposite direction. Min svävare är full med ål. That's an interesting sentence there in Swedish. Yes, it's Swedish. FAQ pin, yeah. Sorry, I forgot that. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird route that I'm taking now actually. I'm not sure why I'm walking right here. It's a strange route, one that I don't usually walk. Is that from Monty Python? Min svävare full mål. I didn't know that, but interesting. Thank you for clarifying. So we have a map here. So we are here. It's the Imperial Palace. We are heading basically this way, and then this down here. Here's a little bit more zoomed out version of the map. So we started here at Tokyo Station, walked up here, and then I will head here is Akihabara. So yeah, strange route, but it's a strange day. So many cars. So not that much people around here actually, but still. Apologies in advance if there's any super chats that I forget to thank you for. Meal plan, can we take a vote? Pineapple pizza, freshness burger, community sushi. They're all great options actually, yeah. But there won't be any dinner on camera today. I will eat at home later. Oh, there's a nice little coffee shop that I didn't know. Ah, Glitch Coffee Roasters. Nice. I should come here sometime. Actually, maybe I should get a takeout coffee. Oh. こんにちは。メニュー見て
持ち帰りますか？
はい。
すぐ出せるメニューがここら辺に載ってるんですけど、ドリップコーヒーとか飲みますか？
じゃあアイスラテお願いします。はい。
大きさがレギュラーサイズとラージサイズ。
レギュラー、はい。
アイスカフェラテ600円。はい。
おお。すみません。すみません。この店最近だったんですか？
いや、結構前から。
結構前。
日本に来られて何年目くらいですかね？
僕ですか？
はい。
13年。
あ、じゃあ来てから、ちょっと経って5年6年経ってぐらいから。
なるほど。
まあ最近っちゃ最近です。
この辺あんまり来ないって。
あ、そうなんです。
見たことない店でも素敵だと思います。はい。Okay, so apparently this shop has been around for a while. I didn't know that. But yeah, I don't really come here very often, so that's probably why I haven't seen this place before. I think, now I just realized. I think I might have forgotten my, that's unfortunate. I forgot to bring my mini tripod today. So that kind of sucks. That makes consuming food and drinks quite a bit less enjoyable. Expensive coffee, yeah, 600 yen for a cafe latte, so it's not exactly cheap, but it's kind of normal price for a
お待たせしました。
コーヒー。
アイスラテレギュラー。
はい、ありがとうございます。
エチオピアのベリー系のフルーティーなラテの。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。Coffee. Yes, 600 yen. It's kind of average price for fancy coffee. It's certainly quite pricey if you compare it with convenience store coffee. But yeah. It's a good one. I like it. It's quite mild, but certainly tasty. Thank you. I don't remember who sponsored this coffee. I think it was a joint effort by a handful of you, my viewers. But thank you very much. Thank you for helping me enjoy this kind of fancy pants coffee. One of the more expensive coffees in a while. Thank you, Garfield. Just back from the meeting. Coffee ready for next beer on me then. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, actually coffee in Sweden is quite expensive as well, but it's about as much as this is what you probably would pay on average for a coffee in most coffee shops in Sweden as well. But in Japan it's usually a little bit cheaper. Now we are close to Jimbocho, the book town. And here's also Sport Streets area, or sportswear, sporting goods area. Are you wearing a mask? Yes, I am, because I'm in Japan now, and in Japan people wear masks. It's also a big difference. In Sweden people don't wear masks. So I wasn't wearing a mask in Sweden, but now I'm in Japan and people wear masks here, so I'm doing that as well. Thank you for sharing your Tokyo walk. Thank you, Black Tengu. Thank you for watching. Must have been quite thirsty. I already finished this. So です。日本に帰りました。2週間前、日本に帰りました。ほんとコーヒーとカレーのイメージ。そうですね。なんか古めかしい喫茶店も結構ありますよね。But I will head down this way towards Kanda now. Now I'm just hoping I can find a place to throw this away. Sometime soon. Today's live stream is cone free. Is that so? That would be very unlike me and unlike this channel. I'm sure we will be able to to find some cones sooner or later. There's definitely been many cones. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're in Tokyo. How could there not be cones? Ooh, this looks like a tempting little side street. Welcome back to Japan. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you very much. I think for now I would just leave the cup of coffee in my... I'm actually having a backpack today. So I'm leaving my cup of coffee in the drink holder pocket. Much better. Freehand. Yeah, there's cones. Cones. Come on, folks, we're in Japan now. There's cones. We're in the cone capital of the world. How about the plan to move back to Sweden? Yeah, that's also a big topic that I could talk about for a long time. But basically, I think I will save the details for also maybe for a Patreon-only stream. But yes, this trip to Sweden basically just made us more convinced that we should be moving there. ASAP. It's just such a better country to raise a child. It's so much easier there. So yeah. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for surviving quarantine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, basically the childcare situation here in Japan is not good at all, and it's very good in Sweden. So right now, where we are in life with our daughter, that's a pretty important factor. So yeah, I think we will move before the end of the year, but depends. There's a lot of practical things that needs to be sorted out. So we need to see what's actually realistic, but basically we want to move there as soon as possible. Obviously, that raises the obvious question of what will happen to this channel when I move. And to that question, I don't have an answer yet. But at least doing this has made me convinced that YouTube is something I definitely want to keep on doing. in one way or another. So yeah. So we're looking at a year's time or less. Yeah, no, I wanna move before the end of this year. So we're talking ideally within 3-4 months. Yes, MacGuffin. Something like that is certainly one possible solution. Rename the channel to Europe Explorer and go for trips. Yes, something like that could definitely be an option. Will you be moving forever? Forever is a word that I'd rather not use, but yes, we are looking at moving permanently, yes. Elliot Hopkins, your videos are always the most engaging of all the live videos from Tokyo. Thank you very much. That makes me very happy to hear that you think so. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, the fact that I have so many regular viewers is something that means a lot to me. And oh, nice little coffee roastery here. I think I've been here. Interesting. But I just had a coffee, so I'm not gonna have another one. I'm honestly not 100% sure where I am, but I think I want to try and go this way. I think that should take us to... Ah, yes, okay. Now I know. Now I see that green bridge over there, which is at the edge of Akihabara. Ray, it feels familiar. Yeah, I am not sure if I've walked here before, on this exact street before. It's not a route that I usually take, but yeah, that green bridge over there should probably look familiar to many of you, because that's quite an iconic bridge near Akihabara. So after this stream, I will actually go back to Akihabara and have a look at some computers, because I think it's time for me to upgrade my main computer. So I want to have a look at some different options. This right, this, yeah, I think I know this place, but I've never really seen this side of it, but usually the opposite side have a nice little kind of patio where I've had a coffee a couple of times. PC or Mac? I think probably a PC. Even though I am really tempted to get one of the M1 Macs. They're awesome, but since I do enjoy to play a little bit of games every now and then, that kind of means that those Macs won't do me that well. So one option would be to get both a PC and a Mac, just the like low-end MacBook Air which is still super powerful and more power than I ever need. And then get a dedicated PC, maybe a bit heavier and bulkier PC, mainly for games. But I'd rather not have two computers if I could choose.そうです、ケンモジさん、日本に帰りました。やっと帰りました。Walk away siren. You want a Mac for stage, so you don't get the updates in the middle of. I see. Well, you know, you can just switch off the automatic updates and use a Windows computer. They don't have to be set to automatically installing updates. Switch between Windows and Mac on the Macs? No, not anymore. You could on the old one, but not the new one. Look at that cute red little train over there. This is such a nice spot. And yes, David, you heard right. I am hopefully moving back to Japan, moving back to Sweden. Later this year. Chuan, yes, actually that's one of the computers that I will take a look at. It looks pretty much perfect for my needs, except that it's a gaming laptop, and I just don't like the aesthetic of gaming laptops. I think I don't know, I don't like that look, but yeah, that one isn't too bad though. It's not like having lights in all the colors of the rainbow and lots of obnoxious logos and stuff. It's quite discreet, so I could be okay with that one. Yeah, there's emulation programs, there's virtual machines, but for gaming, you don't really want to use a solution like that. On the old Macs, you could run Windows natively. I can do that on the 15-inch MacBook Pro that I have now, but yeah, that one is getting a little bit old, so I'm looking to upgrade. Yeah, I mean, logos are one thing, but like the gaming laptops, they usually tend to have very, in my opinion, very silly looking logos, and they're just not very nice. But there are some gaming laptops that have kind of more toned down design, and those are okay, I guess. I will miss your Tokyo walks. Oh, thank you. Not moving tomorrow though, so there will be a few more Tokyo walks before I leave. We're not sure when we are moving, but Yeah, Razer makes some quite nice laptops. Their design is okay. I think their logo is really ugly, but otherwise the design of their computers is quite nice. Unfortunately, those are extremely expensive here in Japan. The Razer computers. They're actually more expensive than Macs, which doesn't really make much sense to me. Oh, let's cross before it turns red. Ah, dekta. Okay. So, we're in Akihabara. First time in Akihabara in a long time. Please recommend an iPhone that works best with photos and videos. All iPhones are good, but the newer the better. Yeah, for just photos and videos, iPhones are great. Unfortunately, they don't work at all if you want to do live streaming, in my experience. That's the only reason why I have both an iPhone and my Samsung phone that I'm using for my streams. But for just photos and videos, I think iPhones are the best. Looks like this walk is turning out to be an Tokyo All-Star walk. Yeah, maybe. Now it's getting really crowded and a bit overwhelming to me. We'll see if I will keep on walking this main street or if I have to resort to taking one of the more quiet side streets here. Are you interested in upgrading your iPhone to the new iPhone 13 Pro Max? Yes, I am. But I will wait until the first reviews are coming. But it seems like they did a pretty good job with that one. So I'm tempted. I am tempted. Yeah, XMP laptops. I know those. They're extremely big and bulky, though, is my impression. I do want something quite portable. Maybe they have some smaller, lighter options as well, but yeah. So let's go down this way. It feels really weird to be back here. And I'm a little bit overwhelmed. It's not crowded, not particularly crowded. This place is usually way more crowded than this. But for me, after being locked up at home for 2 weeks, this amount of people is a little bit overwhelming right now. So I have to kind of escape to one of the side streets, I think. this an old video? Right now it is live, but if you're looking at it later, I don't know. You can see the day it was published in the video description. So yeah, on this street there are several PC shops actually. So okay, I will continue walking here on the main street a little bit further. Did they close? I think there was a big PC shop here that had like a pretty good selection of computers. That's actually the one I was planning to go to, but looks like it's all closed. Huh. There was this big soft map, they're called. And then there's this mouse computer. It's like a Japanese version of Dell. They do like custom computers. A little bit overpriced though, in my opinion. Lots of shops are closed, yeah. This shop also has some pretty good selection of PCs, so I'll probably go check that one out as well. This shop, okay, they're not closing, it's just like they're renovating. But yeah, maybe even more shops went bankrupt during these 6 weeks since I've been away. Like a lot of shops here in Akihabara have closed in the last, I don't know, in the last year or so, or since the pandemic started. You could always go to hard off. Yes, I guess so. Hard off is always good, a good option, I guess. At least they have the best name for a shop. It's really windy. It's really windy now. Okay, sorry. I feel that I'm very quiet right now, but I don't know. I'm still a bit overwhelmed. I need a few streams to be back to my former self. Give me a week or two, and then I think I will be back in shape again. But now we're basically through Akihabara, so now things will calm down a little bit. I hope YouTube will not stop that stream because of the music. No, YouTube doesn't stop any streams because of music. What they do is they give me an option to either mute if there's any like copyrighted music, then I get the option to mute it, or I can keep it as it is, and then the copyright holder will get advertising revenue instead of me. So yeah, unless it's like a very serious copyright violation, YouTube doesn't really remove anything. Did you find Sweden almost too quiet to start with? Not really, no. I mean, it is, of course, very different than Tokyo. That's for sure. At least, especially the city where I stay the most, which is called Eskilstuna, which is a very small town with not many people at all. So yeah, it's very different from here, but I don't know. After living here for 13 years, I just felt that felt like a luxury to not have like a ton of people everywhere, like having lots of space, like there was always available seats at the cafes. It just, I don't know, it's yeah, I think it was the first time ever I felt like that, but it was also the first time going back to Sweden since we had our daughter, and I think that has changed my perspectives and my kind of, how should I say, my points of reference and what I'm looking for. It has changed dramatically since I became a dad, and yeah, it just felt like a luxury to not have a lot of people, to have like beautiful old city centers, lots of abundant nature. It was really nice. So I mean, I'm sure that once I move, I will miss Tokyo. I will miss this place. I will miss all the people and the fact that there's so much to see and do everywhere. But I also think that one part of me is kind of done with this now. I'm getting old. I am not really enjoying crowded places as much as I used to do when I was younger. Crazy peace and quiet. Yeah, I think so. It's not like I want to move to a house in the middle of nowhere. I do still need people around, and I do still need things like, I don't know, a sense of community, places where you can go and have like a good meal or a cup of coffee. But I think the size of Swedish cities is way more livable, and population density is way more suitable for, you know, living with a child. If you're moving there, are you going to live in Eskilstuna, Stockholm? Probably Stockholm. I have no desire to settle down in Eskilstuna. It's I don't know. It's not really a city that I would prefer to live in. No, somewhere in the outskirts of Stockholm, where there's still lots of nature, but you can still reach like central Stockholm in like 20 minutes. I think that would be ideal. Are you going to Supersonic Festival this weekend? No. I am too old for that. No, just kidding. I wouldn't mind a music festival, but right now during the pandemic, no thanks. Housing in Stockholm has gotten really expensive though. Yeah, maybe, but it's still cheaper than in Tokyo. Yeah, even moving to the center of Stockholm would not feel too crowded for me, because even like Stockholm is a small town. Even the center of Stockholm is not particularly busy. So yeah, by Tokyo standards, Stockholm is still like would feel like moving to a small town. Yeah, you will. Too bad we couldn't meet up. It was unfortunate, but hopefully next time. Hopefully next time. What about my job if we move to Sweden? Yeah, I have to start a new business. I think that's gonna be the way. But I will also keep an eye open for interesting companies that might be willing to work with me. But I don't know. Primarily, I think I prefer to be self-employed. Move to Malmö. I would love to move to Malmö, but I like that city a lot. I like it more than Stockholm, to be honest. But I think for now we want to be close to my mom, because we will need her help raising our daughter. So that's kind of why we are primarily looking at the Stockholm area. So I'm getting closer to Ueno Park actually. So I think what I will do now is that I will buy a beer. I will buy a beer and then go down to the park and drink that beer with you, and that will be it for today. I think I will consider this stream to be like more of a warm-up. More of a warm-up than a very serious return to Japan stream. Yeah, you gotta get back in the groove. Yeah, exactly. This was just a first taste of the streets of Tokyo again. Have to take it gradually, not to overwhelm yourself. But yes, it is actually extremely quiet by Tokyo standards. Right now. Oh, it looks like it's beautiful down at the park. Let me just get a beer here. It's autumn. They have this autumn beer again. That's a sign that it's autumn again. But they don't seem to have that one in a small can. That's too bad. Oh well. Let's do this Spring Valley here. Should I get the Family Mart socks as well? Maybe I should, just because everybody is freaking out about these. Yeah. Why not? Let's get the pair of socks as well. Hi. Hi, 大丈夫です。あ、ないです。すみません。 Let's see. Let me put these in my backpack. And let me throw this away. Let's put the beer here. Okay. So yeah, for those of you who have no idea what we were talking about, so these socks, the Family Mart socks, has become quite a big deal on Twitter and maybe some other social media, I'm not sure, but yeah, people are going crazy about them, so why not? I will get this pair. I don't even know if it's my size. If they're too small, I will just give them to my wife. Okay, we're in a park. It's quite nice. Nice light. Nice sky. It's a little bit overblown on the screen though. But it is quite nice. And this, okay, now I'm back to the country of nonsensical corona restrictions. So riding a crowded train, perfectly fine. Sitting outdoors in a park, drinking a beer, it's not okay, according to some sort of, I don't know. It's very strange. But over here it's apparently fine. Over here there's no corona. Only if you're sitting here you will get corona. So I will sit over here. Look at all these lotus leaves. Ah, Kenmoji-san for socks. Thank you. ありがとうございます。上野ですか？そうです。これ上野公園です。I'm so mad at myself for forgetting my mini tripod. Let's see, maybe there's, looks like there might be a bench over here. Yeah, great. Have bench, have beer, we have a view. We basically have everything we need. Okay, so thanks for joining me on this walk. The walk will end now, and the rest of this stream will be just my good old bureau clock. First bureau clock in a long time. Kanpai! Skål! The autumn beer, they only had the autumn beer in a big can. I didn't want that, so I bought this spring beer instead. Spring Valley. And I know that someone's going to ask, so it's 6% alcohol. And yes, observant viewer noticed that I'm not wearing my pink shorts today. I'm wearing my palm tree shorts today. But yeah, thanks for watching. It's good to be back. It's good to have a beer o'clock again. To make a video like a guide tour across Tokyo or Japan. I don't know. That's a lot of work. If I would do it, I would want to do it well, and that would be a lot of work, which takes a lot of time, which I don't have. So no, I don't think so. I don't think I will make any guide tour video. At least it's nothing I have planned right now. So sorry, but no, it's not in the pipeline for now. It's a rather awkward view though. Maybe I should just stand up while drinking my beer. Maybe this is better. Then we can enjoy the surrounding area a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I have to I can talk about during this beer o'clock. Let me know if you have any questions about, I don't know, about anything. And I'll be happy to answer. I still feel a little bit weird streaming again and talking to the screen like this. Is Japanese beer better than Swedish? No, I don't think so. No, they're both okay, but I think there are countries that are better at beer than both Japan and Sweden. Will you rename the channel or start a new one when you move? I don't know. First I need to figure out what the new channel or whatever I'm gonna do when I move, which I haven't decided on yet. Then once I have a better idea of what kind of videos I will be making, then I will try to figure out if it makes more sense to start a new channel for that purpose, or if I will be just keep posting here. But either way, if there's gonna be a new channel, I will make sure to let you all know, of course. Maybe there will be two channels. Maybe there will be one channel which is kind of similar to what I'm doing now, but from Sweden or from Europe, and maybe there will be another channel where I do something else. I don't know. I really don't know. So but it's something that I have already started thinking about a little bit, but it's also something which is very difficult to know. Is it Ueno Park? Please. Yes, this is Ueno Park. Yes, I think Belgian beer is better than both Swedish beer and Japanese beer. I also think Czech Republic is pretty good at making beer. Also Denmark. Denmark has lots of good beer. What are you gonna have for dinner? I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Sabisa no biru time. So desu ne. Sashiburi desu ne. If the YouTube channel name changes, will that also happen to your Patreon? Yeah, probably. If there's no Tokyo Explorer YouTube channel around, then it would feel weird to have a Tokyo Explorer Patreon. So I don't know if it's possible to rename the Patreon, but that will probably be reflected on Patreon as well. Yes. Nothing like the Deutsches Reinheitsgebot. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's the good old Reinheitsgebot. It's very important for making good beer. Did you miss Japanese cuisine? Oh yes, I did. I did miss Japanese food while in Sweden. That's I think one of the things I will miss the most when I move, when I leave this place, is gonna be the food. The food and the safety. Those two are pretty big ones. Yeah. Food in Sweden is not great. It was always kind of disappointing whenever we went out to have like lunch or dinner in Sweden, it was always like, often when we got the food, me and my wife looked at each other and we were just like, this would not be acceptable in Japan. It's not that the Swedish food is terribly bad or anything, it's just that the food here in Japan is so crazy good, and even for very cheap you get really good food that is presented in a pleasing way. But if you go for a cheap meal out in Sweden, then yeah, it's always pretty sad. Stockholm versus Tokyo, which is safer? Interesting question. It's safe is a tricky question because there's so many different level of safety. If you're talking about like just being able to walk around doing streams like this, or walking around with a camera taking photos or something like that, then definitely Tokyo is safer. Not that Stockholm is like terribly unsafe or anything. It's okay, at least central part of Stockholm, it's probably quite safe. But things could still happen to you. I would still be worried, especially if I was walking like alone at night, streaming, for example, in central Stockholm. I would not feel 100% safe doing that. But I do feel 100% safe doing that here. So on that level, Tokyo is certainly much safer. But on the flip side, if you live here in Tokyo, if I knew that I was gonna spend the rest of my life here in Tokyo, then it would also mean that I would be pretty likely to experience a major earthquake, which could potentially be a life-threatening thing. That's a risk that I don't have to worry about in Sweden or in Stockholm. So in that sense, Stockholm is safer. And also lots of other natural disasters like floods and typhoons and whatnot. Although those are not really maybe that life-threatening, but yeah, so you know, it's a different kind of safety. But in terms of like how safe I feel in my everyday life, I would say Tokyo is probably like 10 out of 10. I don't think there's any other city where I would, like, in my everyday life feel like safer than here, if we're talking about like major cities at least. And Stockholm on that scale would be like maybe an 8 out of 10, so still pretty safe, but there's still like a risk that you would be like robbed or violently attacked by some drunk person or something like that. Things like that make me feel less safe in Stockholm. But again, on the other hand, if I'm thinking about my daughter growing up, I don't know, there's also certain worries about her growing up in a place like Tokyo. Like, I mean, in Tokyo there's women-only cars on the trains, and those cars are there for a reason. We don't really need that kind of train cars on the subways in Stockholm, so I think that means something. So yeah, complicated question. And there's the shutter sounds. Exactly. 熱中症 this. Right, yeah, that's also one of my Japanese viewers mentioned that another danger here in Japan is heat stroke. Heat stroke? Heat strike? Heat stroke. Yeah, the weather here is dangerous. でもまあその代わりにスウェーデンもなんか冬は結構寒いのでそれもちょっと危険ですね。But on the other hand, like in Sweden, the winters can be pretty cold, which also poses a certain danger if you don't dress accordingly. So, yeah. As you see, there's no easy answer to that question. But basically, I would feel that both cities are safe. I don't think that personal safety is a concern in either of those two cities, Sweden or Stockholm or Tokyo. But yeah, there you have it. I'm almost done with my beer. Ready to get moving. And we just passed the 1.5 hour mark. So yeah, I think that's a good point to end this warm-up stream from Japan. Hopefully by this weekend I will be fully up to speed and comfortable doing these streams again. But I have to admit that I'm a little bit... I felt a little bit awkward and uncomfortable streaming today. But I hope you enjoyed, and I plan to do another stream tomorrow. Maybe a little bit later than today. Tomorrow's stream might be an evening stream, and I may not go anywhere far. It might just be good old Futako Tamagawa or somewhere near Futako Tamagawa. But yeah, I plan to do another stream tomorrow. Probably starting around this time. But I'm not sure. As always, I will announce on Patreon as soon as I know. And yeah, I think that will be it. Good to hear. It was great to hear you again. Thank you, Macafin. Thank you. Welcome back, and thank you. Okay, see you next time. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Hei do. Auf Wiedersehen. Mata ne.